Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm excited to have you here today. We're going to be doing a deep dive into one of the most iconic Sims 2 families. Yes, I am recreating the Curious brothers in The Sims 4, but I'm going to be adding them a dark twist and making them kind of bringing them forward in time, as so to speak. Instead of their quirky Strangetown house, we're going to be building them an underground bunker where cutting edge science can meet survival preparation and alien research can go completely off grid. For those of you who have never experienced the magic of Strangetown, let me take you back to where it all began. The Curious Brothers were the heart of The Sims 2's most mysterious neighborhood. A desert town filled with government conspiracies, alien activity, and scientific experiments gone wrong. The brothers originally lived in a modest house at 1 Tesla Court, but their story was anything but ordinary. They were obsessed with extraterrestrial life and spent their nights stargazing through telescopes, hoping for alien contact. What made them truly special was their direct connection to the game's alien storyline. Pascal could actually be abducted and returned pregnant with an alien baby, making him the first male pregnant sim in the series. But the story goes much deeper than that. The Curious family had dark ties to the Strange Town's hidden history. They were connected to the Beaker couple, Loki and Circe, who lived nearby and conducted sinister experiments on their captive subject, nervous subject. The Beakers represented an evil side to science, while the Curious brothers were the curious, hopeful researchers. The brothers also had a connection to the mysterious Grunt family military storyline and the strange family Smith, who was actually an alien disguised. The entire neighborhood was woven together by government cover ups, alien conspiracies, and scientific research that had been ongoing for generations. So now that you have a little bit about the backstory, here we are, and I can introduce you to the three brothers. Pascal. He's probably the most famous of the Curious Brothers family, as he was the one that got abducted by aliens and gave birth to the alien child. But in our timeline with the bunker, he's going to continue his research into the alien world with the hybrid child that he raised. And he knows so much about that alien technology. Next up, we have Lazlo Curious. He, to me, was always kind of the slacker smart one. Like, he just was innately smart and didn't really do anything extra to get there. He just was. So I really liked that about him. And he was probably my favorite of the three brothers. So I'm really excited to bring him into my world. I wanted to make sure that his vibe was definitely staying more on that slacker, relaxed vibe so that he could really kind of bring that forward while still maintaining the new storyline of them going underground and him being able to continue his research while still being that kind of more on the lazy side of the three brothers. Next, we have Vidcund. If I said that right, he was more of the methodical one of the brothers, and he would be the one that documented everything and made sure that their research was really scientifically driven into that correct zone. His serious nature makes it perfect for managing our new bunker. But let's talk more about what drove them underground. After Pascal's alien encounter and he gave birth to his hybrid child, the government started paying attention to the Curious brothers. Too much attention. They started asking questions, peeking around, trying to figure out what they had been doing, and starting to interrupt their communications with the aliens. The final straw, however, came when their alien hybrid family member disappeared. Whether it was taken by the government or recalled by the aliens, they never found out. Realizing that they knew too much to remain on the surface, the brothers pooled their science knowledge and resources to move their house underground. That's exactly what I wanted to create for them. Kind of a recreation of their home, but underground. As if the earth just opened up and moved it there. So they faked their deaths in in a lab accident, and then they just disappeared, taking with them decades of their alien research, hybrid DNA samples from the baby, well as all of their knowledge. This isn't just hiding underground, though. It's trying to keep connection to the most important scientific work from Strangetown. The Curious Bunker operates like a private research facility where they can pursue the truth without government interference or academic limitations. While I did start off by just building the bunker based on their original house, I think that it's going to be really fun to expand it to touch into this more large scale movement of their story. In their bunker, they have a daily routine that revolves mainly around three objectives: continuing their alien research, preparing for either a peaceful contact or hostile invasion, and documenting everything that they've learned. They maintain the same wonder and scientific curiosity that drove them to the Strangetown to begin with, but now with the hard-earned wisdom that comes with the first-hand contact and government prosecution. As we continue to build the scientific bunker, I'm honoring the Strangetown legacy while involving their story. Every room can serve its own purpose. I wanted to make sure that I was staying very true to the original house, even though it was very strange. Strange town. So I kept this centralized bathroom space. There's the front entryway exactly as it was, but now leads underground and is caged in. I'm trying to make sure that I can get that space correct and making it a little bigger because the house was a little cramped in some spaces. So I definitely want to make sure that they have more room, but there is still going to be space to expand later on, which is great. I tried to stick with a lot of either the eco lifestyle or the get to work pack to stay with that kind of vibe that they already had as aliens were brought in with get to work. The house was very simple, and I tried to maintain that simplicity. There's the 3 bedrooms, a central bathroom location, as well as a kitchenette. The flooring was just solid black, and the walls were a nice solid white. There were 2 outdoor more areas that I've kept, even though they no longer see the outside. The bathroom in the center was very green based, so I wanted to make sure I was living up to that by keeping the green theme going forward. And then for their beds, I thought I would use the sleep pods from Get Famous just because they seem to match so well with this science theme. And I liked the idea of them having these pods that they slept in. Then I'm adding in some chairs that look very similar. If you do remember the main house, they had a very small kitchen. So I am making their kitchen larger and more user-friendly for them, as well as keeping that main theme. I was trying to maintain where everything was located, but it just was kind of weirdly laid out. So I went ahead and moved everything onto the far wall, keeping with it that kind of science, techno kind of eco theme. I added in some pipes in random locations, as well as a couple of little play decorations to give it kind of more of a science vibe. They also had a lot of plants around their house, so I wanted to add in a couple of plant areas, and I gave them these really cool tables and decided to give them all laptops, making sure they all had different colors. And then their chess table right there on the end for them. Their original lights were kind of like those big circle globes, so I tried to find something similar to that, but wasn't really finding anything I loved. So I added in some things that just looked a little more out there science-wise, and then gave them more of the paper globes for their bedrooms. Back to the bathroom, we're going to be adding in all of the green furnishings, staying with base game, and then I want to put up some decorations, but not too many. Little towels, kind of trying to keep with the green theme as much as possible, even though not everything let you do green. For the mirror, I did go with this one from the school pack because I liked that it had little aliens on it. And I just thought that would make very much sense for them because they're kind of a fun group. For decorations, I definitely wanted it to be a little bit more quirky, a little science-y, just because they're kind of that quirky, smart feeling. And I wanted to that to come through in the decoration. So this space over here in the game was a little greenhouse area. So I wanted to add in kind of the same what they had, which was small pots that they put trees in, as well as one of the big hanging things that I can't even remember what it's called right now. And it's quite annoying. Adding in some more pipes just to give that vibe, as well as a fun fan. And then since they will not have access to the sun, I decided to add in these lights. Now, each of them will get their own dresser, and I wanted to kind of play around with the different types of like stranger dressers that they had. And then that went off the lot. And that's pretty much it for the main house to start with. Then we're going to be moving on to the underground area. So this will be a little bunker area that I'm adding kind of for them to have their in-house scientific lab space. So this is kind of just meant to be a secret off the house kind of vibe here. It's a little corner. I wanted to use one of those bookshelf doors, but I don't have it unlocked. And at this point I've moved the family in, so couldn't use it. I wanted this downstairs area to be like an open space with 2 floors. So there's a walkway around the top area up here. And you can see to the lower area, and then there's rooms off of these sides. So I'm just trying to get all of that kind of situated and figured out. And then I do grab off of the gallery 2 already designed science rooms because I wasn't really sure what all I wanted to use, like object wise. And I thought this was a fun way to just quickly add in those things to give it that extra feeling. And I outline everything outside, and that's pretty much the main science area for them. And now we'll be moving on. I'm actually going to be placing in this lower area a small like ome to the lost baby alien child to put downstairs so that you can really see that they have all of this research and knowledge from when the baby was young and they had to take care of it in The Sims 2. So it's that add-on to their story. Now to build their signature tower. This was very difficult as I actually have never built anything floating in The Sims 4. So I wasn't exactly sure how to go about it. And I'm pretty pleased once I figured it out. So I'm pretty sure in The Sims 2, these are 1 wide, but I went ahead and gave them the 2 wide all the way up just because I think that's safer and it looks a little nicer. I'm also using these actual like iron beams from Eco Living because I liked the kind of industrial look it had. That platform was just not working for me, so I went ahead and just left it like that. I do come back and fix it. I also wasn't sure how tall you could make things in The Sims 4. I feel like in The Sims 2, you could make things like really tall. And now I'm trying to add in that how there was platforms underneath that you couldn't get to kind of give that feeling, and adding in the more of those pillars. And there we finally hit the height limit, which isn't too bad. I kind of thought it was not going to be, I wasn't sure how high it was going to be. So I did finally fix that staircase. And now I'm going to go through and get that top area all situated. For this one, I did decide to leave that elevated because I liked the idea that it was like its own platform. And that's where the telescope will go. And then the platform with the telescope doesn't have anything under it. It's kind of just its own thing. I also couldn't find the kind of fencing I wanted. I wanted more of like a metal fencing, and I just wasn't really happy with anything. So I went ahead and used this glass. It gives an okay vibe, but it's still not, it wasn't quite what I was hoping for. Now I got to take out each of these individual sections so it looks like they're just floating. That one wouldn't let me delete it without acting a fool, so I went ahead and left it. Then I'm going to build a real quick secondary fencing area out here just for their rocket ship so that they can continue to do their research. So that's pretty much what I have for the Curious Brothers underground bunker. They still have their telescope. They have all the fixings from their main house, just changed slightly. Well, it's been fun. It's been cozy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time and have a great day.